Here's a quick tip for you. If you got a hole and you don't know what size bolt you need, grab a drill bit and that will be the exact size you need. With that being said, come with me to Ace Hardware so we can work on the Jeep. Like a good mullet, you got business in the front and pleasure in the back. Back in the garage. I don't know what you're thinking. You're trying to put out 2 videos in 2 weeks? That's just crazy. And while it's not the prettiest, the rotors, brakes, and brake pads that came with the axles are a little bit rusty. They're gonna do just fine for getting us driving and, more importantly, stopping. Started working on the front brake lines and brake calipers setup. They're a little bit more difficult because the tires or the wheels have to turn. So I have these Rubicon Express extended brake lines installed, but the way they connect to the calipers is a little interesting because they're not actually meant for these calipers. The OEM lines for the Dana 44 come out and over to the inside and then up and then over, and this just goes either to the front or the back, and neither is great. The front contacts the axle shaft and towards the back leaves just a bunch of brake line to get caught on things. So there's no winning there with these brake lines. I'm probably gonna end up making a set of AN lines, but these at a very minimum will get me driving and stopping. Starting with a bare axle, you'll start with your brake rotor, add your caliper bracket, tighten up the 21mm bolts. Over on the workbench, we are going to take the old brake line off of the caliper. We'll save the bolt, but get new copper washers. A fresh washer on the caliper and the bolt. And we'll tighten this 15mm bolt down. Back at the axle, you're going to put your brake pads back in and make sure the one with the vibration absorber goes on the inside. Next up is the caliper. And tighten up these 13mm bolts. Next up, we will attach the brake lines going to the brake booster to the line going to the caliper. And in my case, it is an 18 going to the caliper and a 10 going to the master. You're done with what?
Pressing the
All right, press the brake pedals now.
what?
Press the brake pedal. Keep going. One more time. Okay, that's good.
Moving it out now.
And between these two pieces right here, this lid off of one of the soft fill packs from Amsoil for the brakes, and this tool right here, it's from Genesis Technologies. And essentially, as long as there is a part that is higher than the brake bleeder, it'll fill up with fluid, and then you just tighten the brake bleeder back down, and it essentially makes it a one-person job. And press. Nice. And with that, we're one step closer to driving it. Really, with brakes, an engine running, steering in, tires and wheels are on, all the suspension is on and tightened down. We're basically a drive shaft away from pushing this thing at least forward, backwards a little bit on its own power. I appreciate you guys watching this video. It's been a long time coming.
Can I say hi to them?
Yeah, you can say hi.
Hi.
All right. Tune in next
We're almost
week.
done.
We are almost done, huh?
Yeah.
Next week, we should have the drive shaft ordered and in. I think I'm just gonna do the rear one to start with, just to get this thing moving. And then we'll go from there. We'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.